I love you, and that's why I want you to succeed and not use Upwork. Hey guys, so today we are going to talk about some of the best websites where you can find freelance writing jobs. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to go through 5 or 6 of my favorite websites to look at when I'm looking for new gigs, and I'll tell you kind of what I like and don't like about each one. So let's just get right into it. So one of the first freelance writing websites that I like to look at when I'm looking for new jobs is called Media Bistro. It's free to use, which is always great. One of the things about Media Bistro, it's not just for freelance writing, it's kind of for all media type positions. So there's everything from like social media to management positions, even just like marketing and sales positions. But what's nice is it has a very good like filter capability. So you can go and you can select just writing and editing jobs. You can even select just freelance jobs, just remote jobs. So you can narrow it down that way. They don't generally have a ton of jobs, but they do have some good ones. I've applied to a couple off that site. I don't think I've ever gotten an actual gig off that website, but they do have, reputable publications and kind of cool gigs that you'd definitely be interested in. Most of the time the pay is listed, which is awesome. So that definitely helps you decide whether or not it's worth your time to apply to a job on Media Bistro. Another good site to find freelance gigs is called Blogging Pro. It's not solely a job board, but it does have a pretty comprehensive list of blogging jogs, blogging jogs, blogging jobs. One of the nice things about Blogging Pro is that employers have to pay to put a listing up. And so whenever you see that, it's always kind of a good sign because, the people that are out there looking for cheap content, they're not going to pay you well. They don't want to pay to post a job listing. So if you're looking at a site and you see that employers have to pay to post a listing, it's going to be like at least a little bit better than just like the scummy companies that want you to work for free. So that's always a good sign. Again, they don't have a ton of new posts every day, but it's still a good place. I've seen a lot of larger name companies on there. Like right now, I'm just scrolling through. There's Bustle, Elite Daily, LifeWire, even QuickBooks. And so those are all, companies that I know of. A lot of them pay pretty well and they're all really reputable. So that's a good place to find pretty reputable, maybe not like the most recognizable name brands, but good jobs focused on blogging, and it's only blogging stuff, so you're not going to find sales positions on there, which is always nice and kind of streamlines the process for you. Wow, I can talk today. Words, yay. I also like to look for freelance jobs on Indeed. I've used Indeed for years now, and it has everything. So it's one of those things that you are gonna have to search. I recommend just putting freelance writer in the job title field and leaving the location blank, so it gives you them everywhere. There will be a lot to sort through. Of all the job boards I'm going to talk about, this one definitely has the most in terms of just jobs. But I have found, they're generally the first couple pages of your search results are going to be the most relevant, and it's going to get like random as you go further. It's nice that they sort it that way. And I have seen some really like big name publications. I've seen like Complex. One time I applied to a job at Condé Nast through there. So definitely like a lot of big media sites do use Indeed. I imagine it's just kind of efficient for them to be able to post like all their jobs regardless of specialty in one place, and so they just throw it up on Indeed. The only downside of Indeed, besides like the sheer number of results you're going to have to sort through is that it's also going to pull results that have the term freelance writer in the description. So you get a lot of positions where it's like a managing editor somewhere, and that position is going to have to work with freelance writers. And because you're searching freelance writers, it has freelance writers in the description, the job description, it'll come up in your results. So it's not always the most relevant. And I guess the other thing to really be careful of on Indeed is that it's free to post on Indeed. So like we talked about, you're going to get some unpaid work, which blows my mind. I found some pretty crazy ones where it's like, yeah, you need 2 years of experience and the compensation will be $0, but all our love and support. And you're like, okay, well, your love and support won't pay the bills. So, but anyways, yeah, Indeed, always a good place to start. I like to browse it once in a while, just when I'm bored. I got some spare time, do some scrollies. There is also a site called Freelance Writing. It's literally all it's called. It's literally freelancewriting.com that has an interesting job board, and here is why. So basically what it does is it goes to all these different job boards and kind of I'm pulling it up. It pulls and it serves as like a job aggregator, and so it just uses the keyword freelance writing and it pulls from freelance blogging jobs, Craigslist, Indeed, Blogging Pro, and a couple other sites. And so it's kind of like a one-stop shop for all your freelance writing jobs, which can be convenient if you don't feel like, browsing through Indeed and then browsing through Blogging Pro and then going on Craigslist to look. They all kind of just show up on this site, and it has some of its own like exclusive jobs, but in my experience there aren't a lot of them. The only real downside, again, it's free to use, which always nice. The downside is most of the time you don't apply through the site. You have to like go to either the original job listing, so it'll redirect you to Indeed, or it'll redirect you back to the company's site. So it's kind of like a little bit of a maze to get to where you need to actually go to apply to the job. But if you find yourself, clicking through 8 different tabs to look at different jobs, it can kind of streamline your process a little bit. Another one of my go-tos when I'm looking for new jobs is just to straight up go to the website of the publication that you want to write for. A lot of times publications don't put their freelance jobs on job boards. They just list them on their website, which makes sense. They want people that know their publication to apply. So like if you read their publication, you're probably on their website. Does this make sense? Maybe, who knows? But so, say you want to write for Bustle, because I know they have a very good freelance job listing section on their website. So say you want to write for Bustle, go to bustle.com. Sometimes you have to go to like the larger media site, so their parent company site. Bustle is kind of the namesake of the Bustle Media Group. So you go to their website, just scroll down, and at any given time, Bustle is hiring part-time writers, which they do their freelance differently, where freelancers are actually part-time employees, and so you have to work like shifts, but it's neither here nor there. I quite literally have like a folder in my bookmark bar, and so it's literally just called like media job sites, and I just list all media job sites, and I can just quickly click, go right to them. If I can figure out how, I'll put like the link on my screen and just bam, 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 look through them, see if anyone's hiring. If they're not, it took 30 seconds of my life, so it's not a big deal. And I've gotten quite a few jobs this way, so don't write it off. And this is especially useful if there's one particular publication you want to write for, which I always have like my dream publications of the week. It's a good way to find jobs in kind of that context. And last, but most certainly not least, is my absolute favorite job board. You're a weirdo when you have a favorite job board, but This job board, I've gotten so many amazing opportunities off this job board. Pretty much any of like the big name publications I've written for, I've found on this job board. And the crazy thing is, it's not really like a household name like most people. I don't want to say most people, I don't know how popular it is, but like a lot of people I know have not heard of it. We'll put it that way. So it's called ED 2010. I kid you not when I say that every fashion magazine in New York / straight up every magazine in New York uses this job board. They post internships, they post full-time positions, they post freelance positions, they post everything. And it's pretty much, again, it's one of those job boards you have to pay to post, so it's good stuff. There are some cheap jobs that pop up once in a while, but for the most part, like a lot of them are really reasonable, and there are publications that like you know who they are. And even better, a lot of them are ongoing, so it's not just like, hey, we're looking for an article on XYZ. It's like, hey, we're looking for someone to regularly contribute to our site. I think like 2 or 3 of my anchor clients I have right now, I found on that website. I literally was like, should I even tell them this? I don't want the world to go snatch my jobs. Like, those are my jobs. It's like a hidden gem that I want to hold on to, but because I'm like really nice, I'm sharing it with you guys. So please appreciate me by hitting the subscribe button. So you might be thinking, wait, what about Upwork or Fiverr or whatever those sites are? I don't know. I don't even know which ones are popular anymore. I do hear a lot about Upwork, and I've said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it again and again till I die. Upwork and other sites where you have to like bid for jobs are generally not worth your time. They're not clients who are serious about having quality writing, and you're going to get caught up in a bid to the bottom where you just really undervalue your services in order to land gigs, and it's not a good way to build a career. Just don't do it. Thank you again for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button or consider subscribing for more videos on everything to do with freelance writing. And of course, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are great. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Friday when I upload another new video. Bye guys.